a few days back, I was traveling and I was in Delhi airport. So while I was waiting for the flight to arrive, I saw a huge display board that was basically meant for advertisements. Very huge, bright, colorful, eye-catching, attractive display board. And in that display board, there was the advertisement by Odisha government inviting people to come to Odisha to see the beautiful places in Odisha. It's a tourism advertisement. They were saying that there are beautiful beaches, rivers, mountains, like that. They're saying why you should go to Odisha. So like that, in different places, we get to see different states promoting their own states and inviting people. So why are they showing those visuals? So that when we see those visuals, we develop an interest. Oh, there is so beautiful place. Look at these mountains. Look at these beaches. Oh, I should go there. So we develop some kind of desire. We develop some kind of interest. To develop that interest and desire, the government of that particular state promotes through these beautiful advertisements. Similarly, Vyasadeva is advertising. Who is Vyasadeva? Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vishnurupa Vyasave. He is Supreme Lord Vishnu, but he has come as a literary incarnation. And he is advertising in the material world, just like the Odisha government was advertising in Delhi. They're saying, you come to our place. So like that, Vyasadeva is advertising in Srimad Bhagavatam that how the Vaikuntha planet is. He is giving vivid description. Every single detail is given. So that the readers, sincere readers, can develop desire. We may start considering, oh, look this, it appears very inviting, it appears so beautiful. I think I should go to this place. Even such thought comes in our mind, immediately Paramatma in our heart. Like you see, one time you search something on the Google, they collect the cookies, there is something called cookies, they collect all our search history, data, and they keep bringing up that product again and again and again. So like that, even once in our heart we develop desire that I should go back to Krishna, like that Google server or whatever, the algorithms, it will come everywhere again and again and again. Why don't you go there? Why don't you go there? So that the sincere soul may consider this very seriously in our life. What is this place? We all have the experience of this world. In this, our material experience, our existence, we know how the material world is. But Srimad Bhagavatam is giving the contrast description of the spiritual world called Vaikuntha. How the spiritual world is. How does it look like? How does it sound like? And how the people of the spiritual world. You know, sometimes people say, oh, you must visit this country. Very beautiful. And, recently I also came across this information. American government issued an advisory to all the travelers of their citizen. Anybody from America, they're traveling to India, they said, don't go to Manipur. Don't go to Jammu and Kashmir. There is some violence taking place. There are some people, you may get mugged. You may get robbed. Like that, they tell like that. So it is not just a beautiful place. Obviously, we all know Jammu Kashmir is the most beautiful place. Why the government of America is saying, don't go there, there are terrorism, you may get killed. So Vyasadeva is not just saying Vaikuntha is a beautiful place. It is not just the place that is beautiful. What is the attitude of the people? What kind of people live in Vaikuntha? Are they some dacoits? Are those people who are like thieves and rogues? It is not just everything about the place. It much more than the place. It is a people who live in that place that make the place more beautiful. So here, Srila Vyasadeva is describing in the words of Lord Brahma. It is Lord Brahma who is speaking this glories of Vaikuntha. So he is saying that, first of all, half of this verse talks about the place and how beautiful the place, and then it talks about the attitude and the kind of the people who are there. So in that way, the place and the people both are so attractive for any sincere soul to travel to Vaikuntha. First of all, the place is that Vaimanikaha. Everyone is traveling by aeroplane. See how the moment we hear this, we know how poor we are in the material world. In material world, only few people have aeroplane. You may say, no, nowadays everyone is traveling. The domestic airlines and the international airlines is picking up. No, that is not what is, it's not some mass airplane that is being discussed. Next, the word says, salalanaha. With their own family members they're traveling. That means it is a private jet. Everyone travels in the Vaikuntha planet in their own private jet. And this private jet is not, you have to just sit in one place. It has all facilities. It has all facilities. Whatever you desire, the Vimana provides all those facilities. Vaimanikaha salalanaha. And generally when you travel in aeroplane, some aeroplane like Vistara and all, they also have a small screen, and they say that you have all these movies you can watch, and that's how you can spend time. Generally when you travel by aeroplane, it is difficult to spend time. If it is a longer journey, people don't know what to do. At least now we all have smartphones, so people immediately open their smartphone and they would have downloaded some movies and web series or music. They get busy with that. But what are the Vaikuntha-vasis busy with when they are traveling? So Shukadev Goswami quotes Lord Brahma and says, Vaimanikaha salalanaha charitani shashvat. They are busy while they are traveling. What are they busy with? Charitani Shashvat, the eternal glories and activities and the pastime of the Supreme Lord, they are busy with. Sometimes when people are traveling, they get the time to discuss about their own family matters. Because it's, when you're together, we want to talk about our own family, our own friends, our own circle, business, and so many things like that. But here, the residents of Vaikuntha in Vimana with their family members, when they're traveling, they are completely absorbed in describing, discussing the glories of the Supreme Lord. And how is that experience? The experience is that Gayanti yatra Shamalak shapanti bhartuhu. Bhartu means the Supreme Lord, whose pastimes are free from any type of contamination. One of the contamination is that, you can say, oh, it is so nice to speak about one Bollywood hero, a Hollywood hero, or a famous politician. That's how people keep discussing, right? But the thing is that after some time we get bored. It gets fatigue, and we feel like, oh, it's enough. But here, there are many auspicious qualities of the Supreme Lord. One of the auspicious qualities that you will never get bored. You feel like hearing again and again and again and again, but you'll never get fatigued, you never get bored. So they keep describing and discussing it. It is said, Shamala Kshapanti Bhartuhu. Mala means contamination or limitation. Amala means pure. So the glories of the Lord are all pure and very attractive, very satisfying, very, very satisfying. So this is what they're busy when they're traveling, and the very rich people. That is why Srila Prabhupada begins Purport saying that Vaikuntha planets are full of opulence. In cities, they say, this is slum and this is very well-to-do area. Why it is very well-to-do area? They say, oh, look at that. What kind of cars are parked outside of this each bungalow? See this, there is Ferrari, there is Audi, like that people saw. This is a very well-to-do area. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying Vaikuntha is the extremely well-to-do area because everyone owns their private jet. That level it is well-to-do, opulent place. In that opulent place, generally in the material world, when we get opulent, we forget God. But here, even though they're opulent, their consciousness is full of Supreme Lord. They have not forgotten. This is another symptom that Srimad Bhagavatam is bringing out. Look, even if they are so well-to-do, they're so rich, but they're still Krishna conscious. They're conscious of God. Here, in material world, we are all conscious of God when we are in trouble, when we are poor. Generally they say, poor people go to God. Poor people remember God. Poor people worship God. But what kind of people worship God in Vaikuntha? Those who own their own private jet. That means the opulent and rich and well-to-do people. They are worshipping Lord. They are glorifying Lord. They are busy in describing the Lord. That means becoming conscious of God has nothing to do with whether you are rich or poor. It is the consciousness. So the consciousness of the Vaikuntha Vasis is that they're so opulent, they're also opulent in terms of their consciousness. They have not forgotten God even for a moment. So that's what it is describing. Another interesting point is Sa Lalanaha. Lalana. Lalana, Srila Prabhupada is translated as sweetheart. Somebody who is so dear to our heart. They are with them when they are traveling. It could be their own family members, and Prabhupada says wives. That means somebody is with wife and still not forgotten God in Vaikuntha. In material world, it is said that, Prahlad Maharaj generally says, samsara grihamandha kupam. It is very dark. Why? There is a possibility, high degree possibility of forgetting God. Because, the attraction and the pull of the material energy is such that one may forget. One may just get distracted. But are these Vaikuntha Vasis, are they distracted? No, they are not distracted. Charitani shashvat gayanti yatra. Even though they are with their sweetheart in the private jet, they have not forgotten Krishna. They are fully absorbed in gayanti charitani shashvat. You see the contrast attitude of the Vaikuntha Vasis and the material world people. We all think about Krishna, we glorify Krishna. The moment we get into our family with our own near and dear ones, we may forget Krishna. We may, talk something else. But even though with your sweetheart or lalana, you are still thinking of Krishna, you're still remembering Krishna, you're still describing Krishna, you're still discussing about Krishna. What level of Vaikuntha consciousness they are carrying? That means the distraction doesn't exist in Vaikuntha. Kuntaha means anxiety, suffering. One kind of suffering is to forget God. So why it is called Vaikuntha? Even though you are with your sweetheart, you have not forgotten Krishna. He is the sweetest heart. We may be with sweetheart, but the sweetest heart is Krishna. So that you never forget it. So Vaimanikaha salalanas charitani shashvat gayanti yatra shamala kshapanani bhartuhu. Next talks about the behavior of the Vaikuntha Vasis. Antarjale anuvikasan madhumadhavinam. While they are traveling, they also see there are beautiful ponds, water ponds, and in the ponds, in the midst of the water, antarjale anuvikasan, the flowers are blossoming. Flowers themselves are very beautiful. Generally, flowers are very beautiful. But here it is said, madhumadhavin, they are not just flowers, they are not just beautiful flowers. That flowers are laden, that the air that is breezing, it is carrying heavy. Generally, the breeze that comes, it brings just the fragrance. But here in Vaikuntha, the breeze, the air, not only carrying the fragrance, it is also carrying the madhu, the sweet taste of the flowers. So it is very attractive, it is irresistible. But Srimad Bhagavatam says, even though such fragrant, honey-like tasty breeze is coming, they are considering it like a kind of disturbance. They are saying, oh, while we are thinking of Krishna, while we are remembering Krishna, what is this disturbance of this breeze? That means, Srila Prabhupada explains, they are giving first preference to the service of the Lord. They are not saying, oh, let us just take this nice aroma, nice breeze that is coming. Let us first enjoy the flower fragrance. No, first let us serve the Lord. This is later. Anything that is meant for our experience, that is later. Anything that is meant for the pleasure of the Lord, that is first. That is first. You see, even in the ordinary material world, what is appreciated is countries first. They say country, nation first. Nation first and everything is later. So in the spiritual world, that nation or the Lord is first. Everything else is later. So like this, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva is describing a place called Vaikuntha, is also describing people of Vaikuntha. Both are so appealing and inviting any sincere soul, so that we know the contrast, we know the difference between the material world and the spiritual world, and we may get attracted to the spiritual world. All this is meant for making us develop that desire. Oh, I must go to this place. Like they release the trailer. Any movie that comes, before the movie comes, the trailer is released. And why the trailer is released? There are glimpses. And in those trailers, there are some glimpses, and watching those glimpses, people develop interest. I must go and watch the full movie. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a trailer of Vaikuntha. Is a trailer of Goloka Vrindavan. So simply by hearing repeatedly hearing this, we develop the intense desire to go to Vaikuntha. And once we develop the desire, Krishna, who is sitting in the heart as Paramatma, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. The moment Krishna watches, oh, this soul has developed this desire, he starts making all facilities and arrangement for us to reach Vaikuntha. So that is why Srila Prabhupada recommended that every sincere devotee must attend Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya? Every day when we hear about Krishna, Krishna's place, one day we may develop sincere desire. It may strike. We may say, oh, so nice, I think I must go to Vaikuntha. I must go to Krishna. And the moment we develop the desire, Krishna will make all arrangement. Krishna will give all facilities. So we should never miss. We should never miss Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Shukadev Goswami and Srila Vyasadeva, they are expertly glorifying Krishna and Krishna's place and Krishna's devotees. Vaikuntha, Vaikunthanatha and the residents of Vaikuntha. And Srila Prabhupada adding his personal flavor, personal realization in Bhakti Vedanta Purport has made it even more relevant, even more easy, even more attractive for people like us in Kali Yuga. See, the ability to appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam decreases according to ages. In other ages like Satya Yuga, simply by hearing, immediately one may develop the attraction. Just by hearing once. But in the most fallen age like Kali Yuga, because of all our contamination, it is quite challenging. Srila Vyasadeva in the Bhagavatam first canto is saying, Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for less intelligent people. Because there are Vedas and Vedanta Sutras, Upanishad that are meant for highly intelligent people. Okay, what about less intelligent people? Because people of Kali Yuga are very less intelligent. When we say this, we are less intelligent people, sometimes they get surprised. No, we are not less intelligent. You see how much technological advancement we have done. See how much everywhere everything is getting developed. How can we say we are less intelligent? We don't find all the science and technology in other yugas, but we see this. How are we less intelligent? So we are less intelligent because the basic common sense doesn't exist. So we don't even know what to eat, when to eat. People may say, I'm so intelligent. You see, I got admission in IIT, they say, right? Because in our country, intelligent people are supposed to be in an institution like an IIT. You're so intelligent, you don't know when to sleep, what time you should sleep. Whole night you're awake, destroying your health. And the most important part of our day, that is Brahma Muhurta, that time I am sleeping and I call myself very intelligent. So from scripture point of view, this doesn't look like intelligent. The very reason that time is called Brahma Muhurta, because whatever you do at that time, everything gets multiplied, it gets amplified. In Sanskrit, the word Brahma, Braha or Brahma means amplification. So Muhurta means that duration of time, everything gets amplified. You know, in the stock market, there are a lot of people, they advise, invest this time, everything grows very well. Don't invest now, everything will doob jayega, they'll say. So like that, during the 24 hours, this is the time one must invest, so that whatever you are investing, it is going to grow and give bigger and bigger results or yields. So at that time I am sleeping. How can I call myself very intelligent? So in that way, we may come up with science and technology that may increase our sense gratification, but unfortunately we have forgotten, or we are not very intelligent about our spiritual advancement. So from that perspective, it is said that we are very less intelligent people. For such less intelligent people, Vyasadeva said, I am giving Srimad Bhagavatam. But we are so less intelligent that we don't know how to read Srimad Bhagavatam. That is when the authorized representative of Srila Vyasadeva, that is Srila Prabhupada, he comes carrying the same spirit of Vyasadeva. Without adultery, without having any adulteration, presenting same message in a manner that the most fallen and less intelligent people like us, who have no background of Sanskrit, who have no background of spirituality, who have no background of any Shastra, are able to understand, are able to appreciate, and also are able to repeat in a manner. Sometimes people come and say, oh, so amazing, by hearing your class we understand. So it is not because, we are speaking, we are simply repeating what Srila Prabhupada said. So by simply repeating what Srila Prabhupada said, even as foolish as the donkey can also create appreciation among the people. That is the power of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupakaram vande Shri Gurum deenataranam. Shri Gurum Kripa, the mercy of Guru is such that it can empower even a dumb person. Moka. Moka means two meaning. One is dumb, foolish. Another one is can't speak. Right? So when I know I'm fool, better I don't speak. But if you receive the mercy of Guru, even you can speak eloquently. So that is how Prabhupada has presented Srimad Bhagavatam. But when he has presented, he has made it very clear, very, very clear, that we are not here. Intelligence means don't make material world a better place and try to settle down here. So in Kolkata, when Srila Prabhupada was once in Kolkata, somebody came to give invitation to Srila Prabhupada and ask him to be one of the chief guests. So they were organizing all India, some sammelan of sadhus, and they were inviting all important sadhus to come and speak there. So Srila Prabhupada asked, so what is the agenda of your sammelan? They said, Swamiji, we are requesting all the sadhus to come and address our audience how to make this place a better place. So Prabhupada said, I'm not going to come. I'm not going to attend this event. He declined that invitation. And so they went off, and after that Prabhupada turned towards his devotees and said, look at the foolishness of this people. You take some scent, some fragrance, and spray in the toilet. Will it become a better place? Just because you keep some fragrance and you spray some scent in the toilet, will it become a better place? How foolish people in the material world. Krishna is openly declaring in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam. This is the place of dukkha. Krishna is saying, don't stay in this place. Quit this place. Krishna is saying, and these people are coming and saying, how can we make this place a better place? Krishna is saying, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. There are 4 miserable experiences: birth, death, old age, and disease. And they say that we will make this place a better place. No one can make this place a better place. This place is going to remain like this. Whoever try making this place a better place, they will fail. Krishna says in 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Moghasha Mogha Karmana. All your asha means hope. You have a hope that I make this place a better place and I'll have a better experience in this world. Very soon, the laws of nature will tell you whether it is a better place or not a better place. Like you see now, the rainy season is going on, and everywhere there is nature telling the lesson. What is the lesson? Dukkhalayam. How furious the nature is. How everywhere there are accidents and calamities going on. But how fallen we are. After the rainy season gets over, everybody will start booking some resort. How to go? Same places people died, but now that become tourism, right? So because in Kali Yuga we have such short memory, they say, right? Alpayuhu, alpamedasa, like that. Alpa memory, so small memory. 2 months back, tragedy, calamities we forget, and after that we want to go for tourism. So we don't become serious. But we become serious only when we receive the grace of Guru. When Guru, he blesses with his mercy, we don't forget these things. Sometimes we ask, Prabhuji, I forget, I hear all these things, I forget it. Why do we forget? Our forgetfulness is directly dependent on the intensity of our sense gratification. Krishna says this in 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Kamastaiste ritagnyana. Kamaha ritagnyanaha. Our jnana, ritaha, it gets lost. We forget it because we still maintain those material desires. To the extent our material desires start reducing, to that extent we don't forget what we hear. So it is important that we put conscious efforts to bring down our material desires. In fact, this is one of the offense that we recite every day morning. To maintain material desire is one of the offense. And when we maintain material desires, we forget Krishna, we forget what we hear in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and it is back to square one. So when we take some steps, when we make some conscious efforts to bring down material desires, we can see that our ability to remember Krishna, our ability to meditate on Krishna, our ability to serve Krishna for longer and longer time, uninterrupted, undisrupted, one can experience this. Only when we bring down our material desires. So it is not enough that we are just mechanically we are there in the spiritual life. So we definitely get benefit, but that is insignificant benefit. If one has to maximize the benefit of the available the spiritual atmosphere, then one has to become conscious. In Krishna conscious, we have to be conscious. If I am not conscious in Krishna conscious, then the experience and the benefit of Krishna consciousness becomes very limited and insignificant. So we have to put all our attempts and make some efforts to remain conscious during sadhana time, during chanting time. That is why it is said that one has to be attentive. Attention is nothing but being conscious while we are chanting. So attentive chanting, attentive hearing in Srimad Bhagavatam class, and being conscious when we are doing service. When we are doing service, also we have to remember that I am doing this service for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Like Arjun was conscious while he was fighting that I am doing this for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Krishna has certain purpose. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I am serving the Lord for that purpose. So when we become conscious, when we become attentive while we do sadhana and service, then our ability to remember Krishna increases. And when that happens, we increase our consciousness, and that enable us at the time of death to remember Krishna. And when we remember Krishna at the time of death, for sure, Prabhupada promises, Krishna promised in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Mrityu samsara vartmani mayaveshita chetasam. If you become mai aveshita chetasam, I will personally come, give my own hands, hold you, lift you up from this Mrityu samsara sagara, and then I will take you to my abode of this Vaikuntha, which is so beautifully captivating manner that is described by Srila Vyasadeva in Srimad Bhagavatam. So let us all pray to Srila Prabhupada and to their Lordship that we develop attentiveness and consciousness while doing our sadhana and service, so that we may successfully reach Vaikuntha by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.